Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is KARQ. Welcome back to KARQ'S Reviews Fan Edition, running for the off-season for the Overwatch League. To get your gameplay potentially reviewed, follow the Toronto Defiant on Twitter with the hashtag KARQ'S Reviews. Leave your in-game name, your SR or rank, and the replay code. Any platform works, and you might have a shot. All right, with that out of the way, let's get this week's episode started. Submitted by Mounds. He's at 3440 SR in Diamond, so close yet so far to Masters, and wants to know what can help him cross that gap. Off the gate, Ryan is moving to the right side. Follow him, that's fine. You want to follow your stationary tanks as best as you can. Ball can do his own thing. Typically, when you move to the right side, you want to stay behind that drum in the center and pocket the Ryan as best as you can, but the ball gets a great engagement on both the supports, pushes your Ana out of the way. A little early in the regenerative burst, you're actually out of range here, but good heads up lamp on the Ana. You never know when the enemy will follow up and do damage. Good pocket, get boot back by the ball, but you hit your head on the top of the building there and you got stuck. What you want to do is actually retreat where the Ana is playing and then heal your Ryan from down the stairs to give you the best healing angle and the safety from that room. You don't want to be caught in any AoE, especially after ball's been rolling through there. All right, moving on to your second life here. Ryan's already out. You guys already lost McCree and Ana that I see on the kill feed, so this team fight's already a wash. What you're going to want to do here now, your goal is to just farm ultimate charge, keep pocketing the tanks. Honestly, that lamp is fine. I think the regen burst might have been out of range a little bit from the ball, but regardless, just farm ult charge and just get out. They're popping more ult too. Heal as best as you can. If you're gonna die, you die now. That's fine. Move on to the next life. Reset as fast as you can. Right, so as you come out, your team is moving to the left. Your Reinhardt, your stationary tank's moving there. You actually want to play with them and not where you currently are. You get jumped by the Winston and you survive, and your entire team actually kills the entire enemy team. You kind of got lucky. You didn't really have to participate at all, and your team won the fight, but typically, again, with your stationary tank, your Reinhardt moving to the left, play with them. You only take that main angle if you have your amplification matrix, your ultimate available, so you can off angle and DPS. You benefit the most by playing behind stationary tanks, which is why Baptiste was so good with the Orisa and Sigma comps. And as this Nano Blade comes out, you're going to have to get a good lamp on whoever he jumps. You kind of get stuck in the room, so you have to lamp yourself. It would have been best if you used it for the people Genji actually went on. He didn't even go for you, and you typically want to hold your Exo Boots as soon as he dashes to you instead of panic jumping a bit too early. The little panic jump kind of got you stuck again in the room. So as you're respawning, your Tracer actually manages to pick up a kill or two, and so does your ball, which actually neutralizes the fight, and they're stalling to keep on holding the point. You guys take 3 back despite the blade and the mines from the enemy team killing so many. Come on out and continue the fight. You already have control. You restabilize because your Ana's back. This is where you want to window right now on this angle. Use it for yourself. You don't have to drop down here. You can just window right here at main and then check to your left and pocket the Ana. You'll be fine, and then you windowing at main will ensure the people fighting up top can totally win that fight, and they can't peek around the corner. They're stuck on their side. The rest of the team fight goes pretty well. You win the round because everybody in the enemy team staggered, but yeah, again, the best window was earlier right here at main, so you can watch that angle and pressure them with a double damage, and then peek on over to your left and help your Ana. You don't want to be dropping down where she is. You want to be moving to the safer option to heal the Ana, which was the backside. But now that you've fallen down onto the point, might as well commit to where you are. Just play around the pillar. Decent window here. Your Ana gets value, but the Coalescence is coming out. That's why you kind of want to move to the left side as best as you can. But yeah, not much to say here. As the timer, or the end of the round timer approaches the end, you want to not play on point here. There's no reason to play there. You kind of just put yourself in AoE range of the Winston to potentially turn the fight for his team. Like if he eliminates you and the other support, they might have a chance to come back. That's why you want to move here, where I'm pointing at, right here. This entire statue on the left side blocks the entire line of sight and puts you out of range of enemies touching to stall, right? You can still see the entire battlefield from this angle. Up the stairs, shoot the point, help your teammates, but play in safety. All right, now on to round 2. Let's see what happens here. Your composition still on the ball in Winston. It used to be Reinhardt, but he switched to Winston. I would almost never dry jump this without confirming they don't have a Widow first. So don't jump up here until you know what their DPS comp is for sure. It's just the easiest way to get picked as you climb higher. Your Widow gets jumped a little late on the lamp, but the right idea was there. We'll just have to clean up the timing as time goes on, as you get better at Baptiste. That's fine. Ball gets jumped. Good DPS. Good aim here. Pressure him out. So far, so good. Not much to comment on. A little too early on the regen burst. You weren't getting pressured. I would have preferred you to get a little closer to make sure you're in the regen burst. That's like the third time I've seen early regen bursts. Sometimes I understand you want to use it for yourself to make sure you're healthy, but if you can get an extra person tagged in there, it would be a lot more beneficial. All right, and a good, clean team fight win as you say hello to your ball. Heal him up. Play patient. You're running 2 dive tanks, no stationary tanks, so most of your ult charge is going to come from you actually DPSing. Let your Ana do more of the difficult healing. Focus on pocketing the right people who are actually easy to hit. So good right there. You regen bursted as your McCree got jumped, kept him alive. Good pressure on the Winston. Perfect. This is what I mean. Get a lot of that ult charge with your DPS. Move over here, heal them up, get out of line of sight. You have a ultimate coming out. From your McCree, good. 5v5, your Winston gets nanoed, perfect. So here's where I would move up to the top right because your Winston is pushing up. Looks like you have the right idea. Kind of felt the mid. Yeah, now you just want to stay up here. Blade's coming out, make sure you lamp him. Nice. Great round so far from you. And as the ball's coming out, don't be scared. Just press your regen burst. You're safe up here. The regen burst is fantastic for keeping you alive. Don't give up this position for as long as you can. And, okay, drop down for a little bit, that's fine, but as soon as you drop down, go back up, keep the Winston healthy. Missed your exo boots, that's okay. Back up we go. Jump. Okay, missed again. Third time's a charm. Lamp's coming out, but unfortunately, the enemy team actually pushes out and kills the rest of your team there. Best you can do here is, honestly, just stall a little bit. A little early on the lamp. You want to stall as long as you can. Lamp at the absolute last second, if possible. A little min-maxing. Not going to make or break your gameplay, but honestly, very impressed so far this round. Not much to say here. Wow, looks like your team's still contesting, still stalling, so this is fantastic. Assess whether you want to commit your ultimates by seeing how the stall is going, but the enemy team does restabilize and capture the point, so play with your team here. Wait for their respawns. Actually, right now, because your Winston jumping up, I would actually jump up to the high ground with him right now. Right here, pop the regen burst and you can control this, and as soon as you break this bubble and they drop down, this is an aggressive window opportunity right now. Yeah, if you had the window to the, like, instead of jumping a bunch of times here, if you just windowed, the pocketing on your naded McCree would be 10 times easier. A little missed regen burst again. You're out of range. Okay, we're gonna pause here and let's unpack this last fight. So as you come up here, as I mentioned earlier, as soon as you push these guys off the high ground and you restabilize this, they have no snipers. This is where the aggressive window right here is fantastic, because what this is going to do is force these guys underneath. They're going to be scared to pressure you, and they're going to have to either hug really low below you, or they're going to play point at a line of sight, which is going to separate the ball, and you're probably going to find a nice team fight win, especially because you're McCree committed onto a high noon. You kill the Mercies, here do you have the opening pick. So the window here again, and a nade comes out from the Ana, and you get the anti onto the Genji with the McCree amp. Your ball's killing the Junkrat on the other side. Your tanks are taking care of business here. You want to take care of business here with their ball and Genji. So this is where, again, instead of randomly jumping in the sky and making this harder than you have to be, you're not being contested here. Drop that window right here, and a windowed healing grenade from Baptiste is 120. When you get amped again from the Ana healing, it goes even higher. It's like one single heal, I think does 180 or something like that. And then the extra DPS from your window would allow you to APM, do a single heal shot into one shot with the window onto that Genji, eliminate that threat immediately. Instead of him having to survive and getting all these extra swings off, distracting the Ana gets distracted because she's like, oh, I want to finish off this Genji, and then she kind of gets rolled by the ball. So you made it a little bit more difficult than you had to be. You actually don't even need to give up this position here. That regen burst was way out of range. That's like the 4th or 5th time now that I've seen you regen burst where you got no value out of it. Like, there's nothing of value there. It is quite a short radius. But coming back to the first person perspective, you ended up dropping down from that high ground. Kind of just let the enemy kill you so you guys can reset together. Alright, now as you respawn, teamfight's fighting there. Good jumps here to get a good healing angle. And again, you missed the regenerative burst. You were actually not in range of anybody except yourself, right? You really got to get more value with these regenerative bursts. It's so good. A very, very powerful Baptiste ability. Good lamp to keep everybody alive here. Just staying close to the Ana. You've got a good regen burst there. You made sure you hit them. Just be careful of that bubble. It does not go through bubbles. But one of the reasons why Brig is so good is because of her Inspire passive, right? That constant healing ticking. And making sure you nail those regen bursts in thick team fights is going to add a lot more value to your Baptiste play. But a good window here, actually, coming up on top of the point. Now you guys are just cleaning up the fight. Not much to say here. Good heals, good heals. There is a monkey coming for you. Going hard, you survive. Okay, you want to lamp against the back wall here. Not there, because monkey can still boop you, and he booped you out of range. Assume every monkey from now on and going up, especially because you're in high diamond masters, assume every monkey knows how to juggle you perfectly, or at least control you against the wall. So you want to put the lamp closer to the wall and put your back up against there. Just accept it. Very difficult to kind of juke it unless he's getting pressured from somebody else. Just lamp the back wall and DPS him as hard as you can. Instead of anywhere, you know, to the side like that. Little early lamp here as you come back out. Enemy does have a few kills, but you guys might totally be able to win this. Good jump into the air to minimize the Hammond's damage. Good regen burst, dueling him, keep him off the point. A little C9 and a good win. I think overall, work on that regen burst ability usage. Find more value in those, and you'll win a lot more team fights. A couple of missed window or amplification matrix opportunities. I feel like if you get better at using them aggressively, you'll find the games will get a lot easier because Baptiste does a lot of DPS through them. Good game, Mons. Hopefully you climb. That's it for this week's episode. Subscribe to the channel up here and watch the other episodes of the series down here.